The company was formed by my father, Jim Henson, and my mother, Jane Henson. He actually started it in 1955. They were very, very young. He was just a teenager, really, when he started puppeteering for television. And his main desire was to be on television. He was excited about the new medium of television. He wanted a job at the TV station, and the position that was open was puppeteering. So he actually learned how to puppeteer partially from my mother, who was in a puppeteering class with him at University of Maryland. Prior to the Muppets, a lot of the puppetry that was being done was basically on little puppet stages. So it was essentially like a live puppet show and then shot for television. So what he decided was that the proscenium of the puppet stage is really the camera frame. And so they started puppeteering inside the frame of what the camera can see, so there'd be no actual stage. So they were really doing the first puppetry for television.
I said that us Muppets are going to be part of the Children's Television Workshop TV show. Oh, yeah? Says who? What do you mean, says who? Says everybody. Nobody's talked to me about it. Why would anybody talk to you about it? I'm a Muppet, that's why.
In 1989, he was selling his company to Disney. And he was really excited about the future of the Muppets in the Disney parks, and he knew that institutionally Disney would be able to maintain these characters, and probably the characters would still be around 50 or 100 years later. And it was a kind of really long-term thinking on his part. And then he died while the transaction was not quite complete. It was very close. So we weren't able to conclude that deal at that time. And later, many, many years later, we actually did sell the Muppets, Kermit and Piggy and the Muppet shows and the movies, to Disney. And it's kind of like that part has felt sort of like a completion, because we knew that my father was very happy with the idea of the Muppets being at Disney. There was a complicated chapter in the history of the company, because in 1999 we actually sold the Jim Henson Company, not just the Muppets, but the whole company, to a German company called EMTV. But they went through a series of changes such that our company was put up for sale just a couple of years later, and we decided to buy it back ourselves. What I love about this business is that it is, I mean, it's a cliche to say, but it is a creative business, so it's a pleasure to do the work that we do. We want to continue with our preschool success. We have a couple more preschool shows coming along that are quite far along. And then we want to do more shows for tweens, because we really haven't had the comedy shows for the older kids. We haven't done too much with that recently, so we've put a lot of development work into that next wave of shows that can be for older kids. And, you know, between Brian and the puppeteers, who are all doing this crazy adult puppetry, we're starting to launch more Henson alternative projects, which are the adult puppet shows. I mean, they are crazy, and there's so much interest in it. So I think while our current success is in preschool, and we're very excited about our shows, we're also kind of, again, trying different types of things in the future.